the heart of the winter court, woven throughout its unforgiving landscapes and blizzards, live beautiful and dangerous fae, loyal only to darkness and cruelty. If your D&D game needs haunting and deadly monsters, look to this realm and the creatures within. Specifically, look to 3E, because you're not going to find a whole lot of fae monsters in 5e, but the 3rd edition has quite a few interesting ones. For this video, I'm talking about Frostwind veragos, Winterlings, and hoary hunters, and at the end, suggesting one adventure or side quest or one shot that uses all 3. Before I get started though, this video is sponsored. Homebrew Coffee & Company is TTRPG inspired. Their coffee is freshly roasted and made to order, and they have one really cool package where you can order their coffee but rename it for your table. So for instance, our table renamed 2 of their coffees. Last week I was drinking this orangey light roast that our group renamed Pixie Dust. And then this week I am drinking their espresso blend, which we renamed Hag's Eye. If you're interested, you can use the code FAY15 for 15% off your coffee order. They do only ship in North America, but if you are looking for advantage in all of your checks in life, I encourage you to check them out. A big thank you to Homebrew Coffee & Company. Now let's talk about some cruel winter fae. First we have Frostwind verago. These are cruel, cunning fae that live deep within the winter court. They are described as having pale skin, long hair that was blonde to white in color, and solid blue eyes. So committed are they to winter that they actively hate any creature, fae or otherwise, from any other climate, even just temperate ones. They love to trick, torture, and kill travelers, although some they might take as lovers. Frostwind verago will occasionally, though not love, find desire towards other humanoid creatures. These brief relationships, and you can imagine how they end, often result in a new verago being born. They are also known to live with frost giants, advising powerful chieftains. Unsurprisingly, Frostwind veragos are immune to cold damage, although apparently they are so cold that they are also immune to fire damage. And in 3rd edition at least, the only thing that could truly hurt them was cold iron. They also have an ability called an aura, called by some sages a mind-freezing aura of cold that could daze or even stun other creatures. They can choose to repress this. Apparently even their touch can freeze water and blood, which I imagine in 5th edition would just translate to really bad cold damage. They can also conjure a whirlwind of ice shards around themselves for protection. They're also known for having siren-like abilities, and they can both fly and swim. Obviously, this kind of power would be better for a high-level fight, probably a boss fight, but if you were working with a lower party, I mean, just streamline some of those abilities, cut down its HP a little, and get down that challenge rating of 16. Winterlings are essentially malicious winter fairies. They're the same size as 5e fairies. They're small creatures, about 2 feet tall, and they have sharp features, white skin and hair, and light blue or violet eyes. They also have butterfly-like wings that appear frozen and broken into jagged points, although they can fly despite appearances. And we love naked monsters. As with many 3rd edition creatures, they don't wear clothes, they don't need them, but they do love jewelry and baubles. As I said, Winterlings are malicious. They play cruel pranks on travelers and deadly pranks. They'll put out campfires, they'll cause avalanches. They live in small groups or tribes. They prefer to live in mountainous regions or hilly regions, and whenever they're found near locales or villages, their pranks and behavior often lead villagers to think that they're just being haunted. And they have no particular love for civilization either, often teaming up with druids to discourage the encroachment of civilization. And next we have hoary hunters, which are the most powerful and dangerous of fae on this list. They resemble gaunt elves with features that were sharp, exaggerated, and unsettling for mortals to see. And they're known to be completely white in color, including their hair, skin, eyes, and all of their clothing. And on moonlit nights, hoary hunters looked like ghostly apparitions. And as is the nature of hunters, they are patient and they're persistent. While I didn't see anything about them being part of the official wild hunt, they do hunt individuals. The first night, a hoary hunter will hunt just one person, and if that humanoid or creature escapes, the next night, another hunter will come along. These nights are not always back to back, but if a prey can escape them 5 times, they will give up. But escape is unlikely, and when the hoary hunters do catch their prey, they will bring them back to the Unseelie Court to be enslaved. They also ride loyal magical horses called hoary steeds. And lastly, if they do make a killing blow, the entire body of the slain creature will be transported to a little white diamond in the hilt of their swords. If an adventurer gets taken down that way, there is no reviving them.
Like, listen, if you are fed up, it is the end of the road.
I have sort of written an adventure quest idea involving all 3 of these fae, so you'll have to let me know what you think, what you change, what you add, how you would finish it. The party finds the rare town in the Winter Court, a place plagued by vicious storms, possibly haunted, and where locals go missing on occasion. On their way into town, the party may have already encountered some Winterlings. Maybe their campfire was put out, or maybe they had to escape an avalanche. Perhaps an avalanche has driven them off course, which is how they found this town in the first place. While seeking shelter in this town, the party overhears some locals discussing the most recent disappearance. The party may step in and ask for a description, ask how many people have gone missing, maybe see if there's some sort of reward. If they really want more information, maybe there's a local townsfolk who has escaped some hunters 5 times. For a price, he will share his experience in what he knows, but he does prefer not to discuss that harrowing time. Those who have disappeared have been captured by hoary hunters and brought to a local Unseelie Court, or a castle or stronghold ruled by frost giants. On their way to this place, besides Winterlings, the party may run into a hoary hunter. If you play with 3rd edition stats, this would be a very high level encounter, so I do recommend lowering the challenge rating a little bit. If the party makes it to this stronghold, they may just seek to set free any of the villagers who have been captured or enslaved, or they may come face to face with a Frostwind verago who is responsible for sending the hunters to that locale. Can the party free the people reliably? Can they really do anything about this? Fight about it? Make a deal? Let me know how you did in this, or if you have ever run anything similar. Have you ever used any of these monsters before? That is all I have for today, but before I close out, I do want you to know about my Patreon. There is no content on it right now, but if you want to go ahead and follow for free, you can do that, and then when I actually start posting content, you can decide at that point if it's worth it. But like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you would like to see more like it. I hope you have a great whatever it is, and I will see you next time.